We now have our next keynote, CIO Bucket List 2022. This session is brought to you by Ernst & Young LLP. Our keynote speaker is Mr. Prashant Garg, Partner Analytics Advisory Services, Ernst & Young LLP. Mr. Prashant is a partner within the analytics practice and leads the intelligent automation and finance technology capability for Ernst & Young India. He is with the firm for the past 10 years. He has worked in diverse sectors of CPG, pharma, manufacturing, automotive, metals, and mining. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mr. Prashant Garg.
Good morning, everyone. Do we have a clicker? It's a great session to present because I'm not going to talk about any product, any solution, any offering. I'm just talk about what should be the future of us in the CIO community. It's, Nutanix, I was listening to the presentation from Nutanix carefully, and the few words that were used, which were data, cloud, digital, and that really forms the basis of what I'm going to talk about, because this is exactly what has really changed the world now. From where we started, say about 20, 25 years back, when we started really seeing some EDP, or the electronic data processing departments, coming up in organizations, and what we started seeing was advent of a separate office within an organization which will focus on technology, which will focus on data, which will focus on systems, which will focus on giving us solutions. Yep, I was waiting for this. So interestingly, 2019 is the 50th year since the invention of internet happened. The original internet was created to connect about 4 computers in total, and it was a fairly unsophisticated tool that we delivered. At this point, I'd like to tell you a story. 1830, in a place called Strout in England, a gentleman named Edwin Budding, and it's a very common story, you might have heard it earlier already, created a machine. It was called a lawnmower. And lawnmower did something specific for us, changed a significant part of us significantly in the world we live in. I'll ask any one of you to take a guess. What did lawnmower do for us? No one. So I'll tell on my own. So lawnmower, which was a very unsophisticated machinery in 1830, the first mechanized version, which was driven by hand, came out 10 years later, which allowed us to cut grass. And a motorized version of the same took another 50 years. So 60 years hence, we had the first motorized version of a lawnmower available to use. What it has created for us is a $3 trillion industry of sports. The football, the cricket, the golf, everything that we see is thanks to the invention of lawnmower back in 1830. So that's the kind of power one invention has, one change has. And similarly, if you look at what internet has done to us, from connecting 4 systems 50 years back to connecting at any point in time 22 billion devices at any given point in time for us. So what we can achieve with internet is significant. The amount of applications, I would say technically our life runs on internet to a certain degree. If we need oxygen, the other thing we need to live is Wi-Fi these days. And I would say at least everyone sitting in the room would agree is the first thing we look for is Wi-Fi and 4G and 3G connectivity wherever we go. And that's the difference it has made to our lives. 5 years back, we started talking about what is really going to change our technology landscape. And we spoke about few things like 3D printing, voice recognition, machine learning, AI, blockchain, which was primarily manifested as cryptocurrency, wearable interfaces. This is my 6th wearable device, which gives me all the information. I've got all the data about my heart rate, the amount of steps I've walked for the last 5 years now. prescriptive analytics, descriptive analytics, there was a lot. But essentially, this is new. What we did last 20 years, we spent our time digitizing. We went about implementing ERPs, we went about creating specific applications that solved one problem at a time, but in the CIO community or the information technology community, the way we have spent the last 20, 25 years is implementing solutions that can solve a problem at a time. What we really saw since the last 5 years is that a couple of technologies that have really made a difference for us. And those two are, one is intelligent automation. So while we thought about artificial intelligence as one big thing that's going to make a difference, what has really made a difference for us is intelligent automation. Some of these technologies which are still taking shape, coming to life, are yet to become business useful to the extent we want to. There are clearly two areas, intelligent automation, descriptive analytics, that have really come to fore and started helping us in our day-to-day businesses. And the rest of them will also become pervasive and become useful for us in our businesses as we progress. I wish to talk about the role of the CIO because that's what I want to discuss is what has been the role of the CIO in the last 25 years or so as the EDP department came and the CIO organization started coming. What has really changed for us in the CIOs primarily became custodians. Custodians of what? IT operations, enterprise systems, software asset management. And what we delivered hundreds and thousands of applications across organization, our organization, multiple other organizations solving one problem at a time, connecting siloed processes which were primarily manual. It has really helped change organizations to what we are currently now. What is going to be the next role for the CIOs? I believe the CIOs will become transformers, inventors, and technologists who will not just think about being custodian, but will be dreamers, experimenters, innovators, and disruptors. They will not be focused on looking at IT operations, managing hardware, software, enterprise systems, licenses, delivering applications one at a time, but will start working with the CHROs for improving employee experience, give a digital brand to the organization, build a digital value chain for your organization, carve out the customer journeys through the digital solutions that we are offered that will allow the customers to connect with us more in real time, ensure the right amount of enterprise risk is managed, security is given to the organization while we continue to do what we were doing originally. So what should the CIO bucket list should look like? In my view, there are three clear areas that we need to focus on. And the first one is focus on employee, their journeys and the engagement. Why this is necessary is because I will link it back with my own journey. So when I started working, and it was way back in 1997, the primary skill that I had was I knew how to operate an Excel. Back in the day, knowing how to use Excel was a skill hard to find. So that was the primary skill I had. But what you have right now is most of us know how to operate all those business application, office application tool, but the new crop of people that we are getting already know how to code on Python. They learn it from school, they learn it from college. We do not need to train them, educate people on how to use technology anymore. Everyone knows how to use an iPad, everyone knows how to use everyone knows how to operate a computer, how to work across multiple systems, know what is internet, and use it really well. So the next set of people that we have are fairly good at applying technology in our day-to-day work. So our job is to make technology democratic, available for all the people that we have in our organization, the newer crop of people that are joining our organizations, who can really use this technology rather than become user of an application. So we need to democratize technology, we need to democratize data, we need to make it all available to our employees of the future and the current set of employees and improve their journeys and engagement. The next is, and I would say that Nautilus people would really relate back with it is that cloud and hyperconnectivity is the key. Why it is the key is because what it offers is it allows us to get connected to the global brains of the world. The global brains that are given to us by the large corporates who have invested billions of dollars in creating the NLPs, the NLGs, the machine learnings, and the AI engines, which can allow us to do much more than what we have ever imagined that we can do by creating our own siloed applications in our own organization. So that's available to us. Ability to have hyperconnectivity allows us to have better connected systems, be able to use internet for e-commerce, be able to use tools and technologies like blockchain, which primarily make a difference in the future of our IT operations and this tools and technology we will have in our organization. And the third one, and that's perhaps where as CIOs we need to think about what we really need to do, because there is so much happening. There are multiple diverse initiatives running across organizations. Someone is saying, let's do intelligent automation. Someone is saying, intelligent automation is old. Let's talk about doing artificial intelligence. Others are saying, why not machine learning? Someone else is saying, oh, we do not have blockchain yet in our organization. So there are multiple diverse initiatives running, and everyone wants to do everything together. So us as CIOs being able to create a path of what is right for our organization is the key to delivering the benefits that our organizations will drive from the various solutions, various technologies that are available to us, the ability to be digitally connected available to us now. So this is, in my view, this is in our view, is the bucket list for your priority. Why it is priority is because it allows you to tailor fit your enterprise needs. It allows you to connect with your customers better. It allows you to deal with your competition better. Because if you are living in the old world and your competition is already far ahead using technology, you will be left out. And it can allow you to think through what all you want to do differently, what all you want to, all the moonshots that you wish to have in your organization, you can plan for that. More essentially, the CIO becomes something like a CEO, because CIO was all about being a custodian, managing, delivering applications. But we need to now think of attractiveness. What are we going to attract as CIOs? We need to attract people, we need to attract resources, we need to get the right commitments to the technology agenda of our organization. And if we are unable to attract that, we will not be able to drive the sustainable change that we wish to drive for our organizations. Yep. There are some common themes that I will speak about. I believe there are 4. One is platform. Why platform is necessary is because in the past we have implemented a COTS product, a solution which solves a problem at a time, but now with cloud becoming available and platforms becoming available that can do many things at a time, we need to become platform specific. And can we offer platform to our people who are technologically much more advanced than us, than the people who started doing this 25 years back, to start supporting in building the next wave of our organization. And thus, platform is the key to our offerings. It should not limit ourselves to saying, I'll implement one tool for one purpose, the other tool for the other purpose, the third tool for the third purpose. We should talk about implementing platforms that can serve multiple diverse needs. The second thing is data. I referred to my watch. It has 5 years of my data of everything that I've been doing, every bit of my heart rate, steps I've walked, when I ran, when I didn't run, everything, how long I slept, everything is there. This is data, and this data is being generated by your organization for years. Some of this is structured, some of this is unstructured, some of this is in a useful form, some of this may not be in a useful form, but being able to provide and make this data available in a fashion that it can be utilized to drive descriptive analytics, prescriptive analytics in a fashion that it can really help us think through what the organization of the future would look like will be great. The third and the most interesting place for us is becoming digital. We focused on digitization. We got all our data from the past, which was manually recorded, digitized. We started having everything digitally recorded. But we are still not very much digitally connected. There are a few organizations like Amazon and others who are very digitally connected, but there is a lot of scope available for the rest of the organizations to become digital end-to-end. And thinking digital, building a digital brand for organization, and providing for intelligent operations, digital operations, end-to-end digital operations will be the key for building the next technology-connected organization for us. And the last but not the least is, how can we orchestrate, architect and integrate all our digital efforts together as we go through this journey. So these are the 4 key themes that I believe we all need to think through as we get through our digital journey. So, as I would say, this is an opportunity to dream for all the CIOs in the room, because what we have now is immense computing power, immense ability to connect, and ability to use tools and technologies like AI, ML, cloud, which really makes a difference in the way we can operate from what we used to do 15, 20 years back. And that was also not bad from, again, 50 years back what we used to do, but the power of computing, the power of connectivity, the power of internet, the power of machine learning is with us now, and it can really make us create a legacy that we can leave behind us. I'll stop here. I've got 2-3 minutes available, which I can take to answer questions. And thereafter, we have a EY booth outside where you can reach out to us if you've got any questions. Any questions? Yes. Can anyone hand over a mic to our friend?
Isn't there a danger when CIOs make dreams and passionate projects bypassing business? How do you balance that?
Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly. Can you repeat?
Technology is about business,
Yeah.
not for techies. If that is true, then CIOs need to work with business people, business leadership team. At times we see that the projects we deliver doesn't meet the business requirements, because business is very dynamic, it changes, it evolves, and there is a disconnection, if you like. And IT people, especially, my background is technology, we always end up getting the wrath, saying that, okay, you guys have developed it and it doesn't meet my requirements. So how do you balance it?
I think I tried to answer this in one of the slides earlier. I'll just go back there. CIOs need to think not like the custodians as we were in the past, but think with the business people. So CIOs have to work with the CHROs for employee experience. CIOs have to think about their digital branding. CIOs have to think about customer journeys. CIOs have to think about the finance agenda with the finance folk. So any tool, any solution, any project, and this goes to the age-old wisdom, if a solution is built by the IT team, devoid of the business users, it may not serve the purpose. It may not, but 9 out of 10 times you would come back to the same conclusion, is perhaps developed without understanding the business needs. So CIOs have to become more close to the business, and that's what is needed from the CIOs. It cannot be a custodian role only. Any more?
Yeah,
we can
hello?
take one more.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Do you think that artificial intelligence and machine learning, deep learning, these sort of things, advancements would risk the human enhancement and human intelligence in future? The robotics will replace the human from the earth or human from the universe?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I was reading a book called Homo Deus.
And the jobs related to it, employment and all that? If you
I was
can-
reading a book yesterday called Homo Deus, and exactly, perhaps I just quote that book. This question was tried and answered by the, by the author. Uh, so all the AI machine learning that we are seeing currently is very narrow. So I'm standing here as a human being, I'm doing a lot of things, I'm looking at the screen, I'm deciding what I'm going to talk to, I've heard your question, I'm trying to answer, I'm also thinking about what I'm going to do next when I do to leave this place, and I'm also looking at a lot of people and trying to remember faces. I'm doing so many things at a time. I'm also walking, my hands are moving. Each of this is a narrow application of intelligence which is being built as AI currently. So there's hardly any wider AI which can really mimic a end-to-end human characteristic as of now. So the current shape of AI and machine learning, is it ready to be a complete human? I think far away, but there's clearly certain many AIs being developed which can if put together, can be there somewhere as a human being. Okay. So the other aspect of this, I'll put it up, is that I am here with my two hands, my eyes, my legs, my brain, my ability to think all in one place. As we talk about a cyborg of the future, hands can sit anywhere, brain can sit anywhere, eyes can sit anywhere because it can be all electronically connected. So eyes can be in Japan, hands can be in India, brain can be in US. And that's possible. So that's the other part of the possibility that we have that really makes a difference. The third is what we really require to make AI the way it should be. It requires time, but things used to happen over millions of years, then it started happening over thousands of years, then started happening over hundreds of years. Now the future and the long-term future is no more described as thousands of years. It is described as 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. So perhaps all of us in the room will have another 30, 40 years to live, and we'll see a lot of changing, but we'll see a lot of change coming. Perhaps a cyborg, as I described, may be possible, which can do a human job. Is it possible at this juncture? Perhaps, maybe, maybe not. It is partially available with narrow intelligence all over, but perhaps we will see another 50 years, we'll have something which can compete with human beings. Is that one available right now? The answer is, as of now, we have got multiple of those. There is no one perfect cyborg available that can replace a human being. Yeah. I think I'm over time. It shows 0000 for me. Thanks a lot, being a patient audience. Thank you.